She sat by the window every evening, staring at the rusted mailbox at the edge of the road, waiting, hoping for a letter that would never come. The silence in the house was no longer peaceful. It had become heavy, echoing with memories that refused to fade. The teacups on the shelf still sat as they had on the morning he left, untouched since. Sometimes she'd make 2 cups of tea, placing one opposite her on the table, as if he might walk in any minute with his tired smile and muddy boots. But all that came was the wind, whistling through the cracks in the old wooden walls, carrying whispers of what once was. They had been married 40 years, grown old together through seasons of laughter, arguments, birthdays, hospital visits, and Sunday breakfasts. Life had not been perfect, but it was theirs, and she had never imagined outliving him. The accident had taken him quickly, a sharp curve, wet road, and the careless speed of another man who walked away without a scratch. She never blamed the rain, but sometimes she stood in it, letting the drops fall like the tears she didn't always allow herself indoors. Her children called often, told her to move in, told her it wasn't healthy to stay alone in that house. But she couldn't leave, she wouldn't. Every room held pieces of him. The dent in the kitchen table from when he dropped the cast iron skillet. The books on the shelf he never finished reading. His sweater still hanging behind the door. To others, it might have looked like she was clinging to the past. But for her, it was about preserving the truth that he had lived, had loved, had mattered. On the days she felt especially brave, she'd sit on the porch and write him letters, long ones, full of everything she wished she could still say. She wrote about the garden blooming late, how the neighbor's dog still barked at shadows, and how she had tried to fix the leak in the roof by herself. She never mailed the letters, just tucked them into a shoebox under their bed, the same box where she kept the dried rose from their 25th anniversary and the ticket stubs from the first movie they saw together. Sometimes she reread those letters, whispering them into the silence, pretending he was there, listening with that patient tilt of his head. Nights were the hardest. The bed, though unchanged, felt too wide, too cold. She often found herself sleeping on one side, careful not to disturb the place he used to lie. Once, in the middle of the night, she woke up reaching for his hand, only to clutch a pillow, and that was the first time she screamed. After that, the neighbors started checking on her more often. They were kind, brought food, offered company, but no one could fill the silence he left behind. She didn't want noise, she wanted him. But life, cruel and unrelenting, moved forward, dragging her along like a leaf in a strong current. One morning, she found a small bird caught in the garden netting. It was injured, its tiny wing twisted unnaturally. She freed it, wrapped it gently in a towel, and nursed it in an old shoebox, the same kind she used for his letters. For days, she fed it crumbs and water, and watched it grow stronger until one morning, it fluttered to the window and flew away without a sound. She cried then, not for the bird, but for the fact that healing was possible, even if it meant letting go. That was the first day she smiled again. Just a little. The wind felt different that evening, not harsh, not cold, but soft, almost like a hug. She still waited by the window sometimes, not for a letter, but for a sign that he was proud of her, that he saw her surviving, that even in grief, she was still capable of loving, nurturing, hoping. On her birthday, her daughter brought her a small journal. leather-bound and warm in her hands. "Write your stories," she had said. And so she did, not because she wanted to forget, but because she wanted to remember it all, every beautiful, painful, fleeting moment. Each word on the page felt like stitching a broken seam in her heart. She wrote about their first dance under the stars,